Hello friends, how are you all? Welcome once again to history video. Friends, we had discussed 11th lesson, question answers also over. Hope you might have completed your books. So be ready. If time permits, school will be asking you to submit books. And how have you done your exam? I have not corrected till your papers. So I hope you are watching each and every video of history. So, welcome once again to this history session of lesson number 12. India gains independence. Wow, what we were waiting for. India gains independence. At last, Britishers have to give us independence. All this was possible because of the struggle of the patriots, isn't it? So, in this lesson, let's see how India got independence and how they at last they have to leave India. Time has come. So we are discussing about middle of the 19th century that you will be knowing because in 1947 we got independence. So during the period of Second World War, Indian freedom struggle had become more extensive. Now you have seen when was Second World War in 1939. So during Second World War, Indian freedom struggle became more extensive. The demand for independence of India was gaining its strength. The British rulers realized that it was necessary to take a serious note of it. Accordingly, the British government started preparing various plans for granting independence to India. Means they made up their mind that now it is the struggle has become extensive and they have to give the independence anyhow by hook or crook. So they made all various plans that how to grant freedom. So the Indian National Congress was founded on the principle of secularism. Now, friends, you know the meaning of secularism. It's not a big thing. It means any religion's followers can live in our country. That is secularism. So, Indian National Congress was founded on the principle of secularism. People of all caste and religion had taken part in the national struggle. So it should be secularism only, na? How can we say that only Hindus can live and rest of you have to leave India? So it was not possible at that time because each and every person of any caste, let it be any caste, religion, have taken part in the national struggle. To weaken this movement, British adopted the policy of divide and rule. Its consequence was the establishment of Muslim League. In the last era also, British always tried us to cheat us. So in the last era, it established a Muslim League so that they can divide and rule us again. In 1930, Dr. Muhammad Iqbal, a well-known poet, put forth the thought of an independent Muslim state. Means they wanted independent Muslim state in India only. Later, Chaudhary Rahmat Ali put up the idea of Pakistan. See how people got idea and how cunning they were. Barrister Muhammad Ali Jinnah put forth the two nation theory and demanded a separate Muslim nation named Pakistan. Indian National Congress was only a Hindu organization. The Muslims have no benefit of it. Such kind of propaganda was started by Barrister Jinnah and Muslim League. See what they blamed us, that they wanted a separate state for Muslims. Now that National Congress, Indian National Congress was only a Hindu organization and they said that Muslims have no benefit of it. So this was the theory of Barrister Jinnah and Muslim League. Always Both of them wanted to become prime minister, this Muhammad Ali Jinnah and Jawaharlal Nehru. So this was the only way that both can become prime minister. Now let's see what we have in our Wavell plan. Wavell was a lord of British. In June 1945, Lord Wavell, the Viceroy of India, drew up a plan. Let's see what he drew up as a plan. There were different provisions in this plan. Accordingly, some of its provision was that in the central and provincial legislature, Muslim, Dalit and minorities should be given proper representation, and there will be equal number of Hindus and Muslim members in Viceroy's Executive Council. A meeting of all major political parties in India was organized at Simla to consider the Wavell plan. Barrister Jinnah insisted that only Muslim League should have the right to suggest the names of Muslim representatives to the Viceroy's Executive Council, but the Congress opposed it. Therefore, the Wavell's plan could not be successful. Understood, children, about Wavell's plan? In June 1945, Lord Wavell, the Viceroy of India, drew up a plan. According to this, some of its provisions were there in the central and provincial legislature, and Muslim, Dalit and minorities have to be provided the same equal number of members in the council. Then a meeting of all major political parties was held in India, was organized at Shimla to consider the Wavell plan. Barrister Jinnah insisted that only Muslim League should have the right to suggest the names of Muslim representatives to the Viceroy's executive plan. But Congress opposed this. Therefore, the Wavell plan could not be successful. Next is Cabinet Mission. After the end of Second World War, the British rulers were in the favor of granting freedom to India. After the end of Second World War, British rulers were busy, were of the opinion that favor of granting freedom to India, and is the Parliament. British Prime Minister Attlee clarified that British policy regarding India. According to it, right of the Indian people did not draft their own constitution was recognized. It was also made clear that issues of minorities will not come in the way of India's independence. Means issues of minorities will not come in the way of India's independence, means they, in spite of having minorities, the whole country is in a mood to what? The whole country was in a mood to get independence, and they made it clear that the issue of minorities will not come in the way of India's independence. In March 1946, a delegation of British ministers, namely Pettick, Lawrence Stafford Cripps, and A.V. Alexander, put forth England's plan regarding India in front of Indian leaders. This is called Cabinet Mission. Please underline this, friends. Underline this. From where you have to underline? In March 1946, a delegation of British ministers, namely Pettick, Lawrence, Stafford Cripps, and A.V. Alexander, put forth England's plan regarding India in front of the Indian leaders. This is called Cabinet Mission. Some of the provisions in the plan were not acceptable to the Congress. Congress opposed twice when they took the decision that Muslim representatives will only suggest the names of Muslim representatives to the Viceroy. This was also stopped by Hindus, and now that the time has come for them to participate, the Muslim League was some of the provision in the plan were not acceptable to the Congress. उसमें से कुछ प्रोविजंस ऐसे थे जो कांग्रेस को बिल्कुल कतई मंजूर नहीं थे. Similarly, there was no provision of independent state for the Muslim. इसी तरीके से इंडिपेंडेंट स्टेट मुस्लिम के लिए ऐसा कुछ प्रोविजन नहीं था. Okay, there was no provision. So Muslim League was unsatisfied. Means they were not satisfied, Muslim League. Therefore, cabinet mission was not fully accepted. As the Muslim rulers were not satisfied, the cabinet mission was not successfully accepted. Cabinet mission is a plan. Okay. So, direct action day. Let's see who is going to take action and what is direct action day. Since the demand of Pakistan was not being fulfilled, the Muslim League decided that for direct action. What was the demand of Pakistan? Means their Muslim representatives will be giving names to the Viceroy's executive like that. So this cabinet mission was not accepted. Therefore, similarly, there was no provision of independent state for the Muslims. So the Muslim League was unsatisfied, and therefore cabinet mission was not successfully fully accepted. Let's see what is there in direct action day. Since the demand of Pakistan was not being fulfilled, the Muslim League decided for direct action. Means what they wanted, they always wanted a Muslim representative to the Viceroy Executive Council. So, friends, what is direct action day means? Since the demand of Pakistan was not being fulfilled, the Muslim League for direct action decided to take direct action. Accordingly, on 16th August 1946 was declared to be observed as Direct Action Day by the Muslim League. The followers of Muslim League resorted to violent ways. See, followers of Muslim League means all Muslims. What they did, they resorted म्हणजे उन्होंने हथकंडे क्या अपनाए, violent ways म्हणजे मार काट धाड़ ये. There were Hindu-Muslim riots in various parts of the country. There were massacres in the Nakhali region in the province of Bengal. Massacre म्हणजे क्या होता है, जैसे जलियनवाला बाग में बहुत सारे लोगों को मार दिया, काट दिया, तो दैट इज मैसाकर. कत्ल खाने में काटते ना, वैसे काटने को मैसाकर बोलते. तो इधर भी वापस देर वर हिंदू मुस्लिम राइट्स इन वेरियस पार्ट्स ऑफ द कंट्री. देर वर मैसाकर्स इन नावखली रीजन in the provision of Bengal, province of Bengal, sorry. To stop this violence, Gandhiji went there. To stop this violence, Gandhiji went there. Without giving any thought of his own life, he tried his best to establish peace there. Means direct action. What is direct action actually? Accordingly, in 16th August 1946 was declared to be observed as Direct Action Day by Muslim League. Means the followers resorted to violent ways. That is Direct Action Day. Okay, now we will be discussing about establishment of interim government. While the blaze of violence had arisen in the country, Viceroy Wavell established the interim government. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was the head of this government. The Muslim League initially denied to participate in the interim government but later participated in it. तो ये इंटरिम गवर्नमेंट ये लोग देने वाले थे, तो ये इसका हर जगह पे इसकी न्यूज़ फैल गई। तो वायसरॉय वेवल ने इंटरिम गवर्नमेंट देने का किया, लेकिन पंडित जवाहरलाल नेहरू was the head of this government. The Muslim League initially denied to participate in the interim. म्हणजे अगर जवाहरलाल नेहरू लीडर रहेंगे तो हम उसको फॉलो नहीं करेंगे. We will not be following them. The Muslim League initially denied to participate in the interim government but later participated in it. But since the leader of Muslim League adopted the policy of obstruction, hence the interim government could not work smoothly. ये लोग आड़े चले अपने के साथ, इसलिए इंटरिम गवर्नमेंट कुछ वर्कआउट नहीं हुआ. अब आया ये, that's why Wavell's plan failed. Now we will be discussing plan about Mountbatten. He was also a Lord Mountbatten plan. England's Prime Minister Attlee had announced that England would leave its dominion on India before 1948. English Prime Minister Attlee had announced that England would leave its dominion on India before the June 1948. On the background of transfer of power in India, Lord Mountbatten was appointed as a Viceroy of India. Mountbatten held discussions with prominent leaders of India. Thereafter, he prepared a plan of creation of India and Pakistan as two independent nations. इसके बाद लॉर्ड माउंटबैटन ने एक डिस्कशन किया प्रोमिनेंट लीडर्स के साथ और एक प्लान बनाया कि एक नेशन में से दो नेशन बनाना, दैट इज इंडिया एंड पाकिस्तान एज टू इंडिपेंडेंट नेशंस. इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस अपोज्ड द प्लान ऑफ पार्टीशन. इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस को ये प्लान कतई पसंद नहीं था, तो उन्होंने इसका अपोज किया. यूनिटी ऑफ द नेशन वॉज द बेसिक स्टैंड ऑफ द इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस. इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस में पूरी शांति होना था उनको. यूनिटी ऑफ नेशन वॉज द बेसिक स्टैंड ऑफ इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस, बट द मुस्लिम लीग रिमेन्ड adamant that the creation of Pakistan. मुस्लिम्स को पाकिस्तान ही चाहिए था. National Congress was left with no option but to accept the decision of the partition with complete helplessness. नेशनल कांग्रेस को भारत के दो टुकड़े करने ही नहीं थे, लेकिन अभी मजबूरी में उनको इस बात के लिए हाँ बोलना पड़ा. समझ में आई बात? They have to tell yes for the same because they were left with no option but to accept the decision of partition with complete helplessness. So rest of the things we will be discussing in our next video. Till then, have a nice time, friends.